Wow, this is such an unusual way to begin our week with Junior Tukkies. Normally, I would be here in person in a room filled with bubbly, lively youngsters, bright sparks such as yourselves. But unfortunately, it was not to be. It was not to be because the world has witnessed the arrival of a very aggressive pandemic that has really interjected the very nature of our being, the nature of coming together, interacting, holding hands, connecting physically, and has necessitated that the programs such as this one be offered virtually. I'm here again. I'm glad that we are able to offer this program, albeit virtually, to welcome you on behalf of Investec, to say it is unprecedented times, to say it is nerve-wracking, is to acknowledge the different forms of anxiety that you may have experienced over the last while. Uncertainty around fears of the unknown, not knowing whether we're coming or going, not knowing what's around the corner. But I must say, it is refreshing to know that even amidst all these challenges, in partnership with UP and JuniorTukkies, we've been able to offer you this program yet again. So over the many years, I would say almost a decade, Investec has partnered with UP to bring to you the JuniorTukkies program. And in essence, the JuniorTukkies program is aimed at inspiring you youngsters, my sons and daughters, to think beyond high school, to think beyond matric. It is really aimed at giving you a glimpse of what university life possibly looks like. Because it is important for you to aspire to study beyond matric. But how do you aspire to study when you have no sense of what the possibilities are? How do you aspire to study when you have no sense of what to possibly study? And we at Investec are very grateful for our partnership, largely from a funding perspective, but also a strategic partnership between ourselves and UP that really is aimed in the main to bring a different type of career guidance, a career guidance driven by exposure, career guidance driven by passion, career guidance driven really by saying to you, get a taste, get a feel, get a smell of the place. And unfortunately, literally, you won't be able to get a smell of the place, but I'm hoping that from your engagement, you'll be getting a sense of what university life looks like and what holds beyond your matric life. I thought I make the focus of my welcome message the need for flexibility and adaptability. It is that we never quite know what is around us. We never quite know what that which will come in the way of that we may have planned in whichever way. And like any person, we wake up and we sit and we reflect and we possibly have plans of how our life should be in the next while. But it was not to be. And this is in fact life. This is in fact life. That in life, we get dealt a different number of cards. And every single time you get dealt these cards, you must remember that it's not about the cards. It's about how we respond to them. Yet again, the world over has been dealt a set of cards characterized by coronavirus and its associated challenges. So associated challenges around inability to connect physically, associated challenges around health scares, associated challenges around economic pressures, and so on and so forth. And again, it is important for us to understand that it is not the cards themselves, but it is how we play the cards. It is how we respond to the cards. And at the heart of responding to these cards lies the need to embrace flexibility and adaptability. It lies the need to be able to constantly be on our toes, constantly think on our feet, and be able to change tact. It is not only just about those who do not have a plan B. It is here in these instances, you may not have a plan B, but you may have to think of a plan B in the instance. You may have to think of a plan B in the moment. And we have had to, as Investec CSI, and like many others, corporates, NGOs, and organizations alike, have had to explore other ways in which we can navigate this terrain, other ways in which we can make sense of this terrain. And such is life. And I speak to you today to say welcome, but I want you to really reflect on your ability to adapt. I want you to really reflect on how much are you married to your ways of doing things? How much are you fixed to your ways of doing things? Because coronavirus has challenged the very core of our being. The coronavirus has challenged the way in which we have approached life consistently. And I want to say to you, as you prepare for matric, as you prepare for life after matric, of course, there's a year and a bit that you've got until you get there. You must embrace the sense of flexibility. You must embrace the need to respond in the moment, not hastily so. Of course, you've got to engage with that which you're seeing. You've got to ask hard questions. You've got to really think deep, but you've got to be able to be nimble, because those who are slow at this, those who find it very difficult to adapt, are the ones that are going to struggle. And my ask of you is, please, as you make sense of the road ahead, put at the heart of it a degree of flexibility, a degree of adaptability. You know what? It's quite interesting, because many of you would have had, suppose you're about 14, 15, 16 years old or so. So you've got a long way ahead of you. And it should become a whole lot easier to let go of some of the things that you may have learned and hung on to as you prepare for the next 40, 50 years of your life. But this indeed says it's a way of life. COVID-19 is a reminder that anything can happen at any point in time. But what is key is we must be able to navigate whatever storm we're facing. And at the moment, we're all facing storms. We're facing storms in that we're not able to go to school. We're facing storms in the case of matric students who are very worried about the exam that they have to write at the end of the year. We're facing storms in that many people, some of which are family members of our own, have had to lose their jobs. We're facing storms in that those who look after families through informal business work, selling as traders and doing all others, have been adversely affected by this coronavirus. But again, let me say this to you. No coronavirus will prosper if we are flexible and agile enough. No challenge that comes our way in life will prosper if we are flexible and agile enough. So as I welcome you today, I wish to thank Petrus and the JuniorTukkie's team for really being so flexible, for going out of their way, because had it been others, they could have said, JuniorTukkie's this year is a write-off. Unfortunately, to the detriment of many young people's lives, we're not going to offer it. But instead, they've sought to navigate. They've sought to find a way in which we can see this come alive. And I'm very, very excited that we're here. And I know how difficult it possibly is going to be, because we're not physically together. It's going to require a sense of discipline. It's going to require an ask of you, a different level of commitment, so that you can show up and you can understand that you're only going to get out of this week what you put in. And my ask of you, in addition to flexibility and adaptability, is that you show up, is that you give it your all, and you choose to be present and not half present, and really participate in every sense of the word. And on behalf of Investec, once again, wishing you well for this very unusual week. But I have no doubt it's going to be very beneficial and very interesting. Enjoy. Thank you.